Hi, this video is about guiding principle number 4, which reads LGBTI people face disparities caused by stigma and prejudice. Now, this principle can be contrasted with guiding principle number 3, which talks about how stigma and prejudice affects the lived experience of LGBTI people. But in that principle, we focus on differences. LGBTI people have different family structures, they form their own institutions. These are differences that we want to know about, but not necessarily differences that we want to eliminate. So it's really important for guiding principle number 4 to understand the concept of disparity. Everyone is a little bit different than everyone else. The photo here illustrates an older person with poorer vision than the younger person. So lower levels of eyesight can be attributed to age. Now, where it's been studied, the evidence is quite clear that LGB people have poorer mental health outcomes than non-LGB people. So, like poor vision can be associated with age, is poor mental health associated with homosexuality? This is a very important question because people have used evidence of poor outcomes amongst LGBTI people to prove the point that being LGBTI also means you're going to be less mentally fit, as well as other kinds of things, less able to work, less stable, more dangerous. So this is where the concept of disparity comes in. This is a concept that was developed in the public health field, which showed that many differences in health outcomes were actually differences caused by social conditions in which we live, the environment, our level of poverty, our access, our race, our geographic location. So these differences are called disparities because they are differences tied to social determinants. For LGBTI people, a model has been developed in the public health field called the minority stress process, which establishes a link between the existence of stigma, prejudice, and discrimination in the life of an LGBTI person and poorer health outcomes. Now, though the concept of disparity was originated in the public health field, it also applies to other kinds of dimensions of development. So this graph represents the results of a survey done in the United States, and it splits up LGBT people from non-LGBT people, and it shows that indeed LGBT people, represented by the bright blue lines, the bright blue bars going up and down, have experienced more economic hardship than non-LGBT people. The non-LGBT people are represented by the darker blue or gray line. So the first pairing is asking people have they experienced any economic hardship. But if you go down the questions, the second pairing was about food security. Have you been able to pay for your food, and have you experienced a time where you were afraid you wouldn't be able to pay for your food? The other pairings talk about the inability to pay rent, the rate of evictions, the inability to pay utilities or have phone service. So this concept of disparity is quite important because we want to, in general, eliminate disparities, yet differences, we want to understand them and sometimes even preserve and promote them.